Hey guys, I'm Jessie, and today I have a book haul for you guys. July was my birthday month, so I acquired quite a few books. I got some as gifts, I bought some for myself, and some of these are also some of my book box books that we're gonna skim through real quick because they are so pretty. And then there's one that I'm not so sure about, but I'm really excited to share with you my book haul because I have been unhauling like crazy. So of course I have room on my shelves now, so I need to haul. So like, balance, right? I'm gonna try not to spend too terribly much time making this super long because, you know, these can get long-winded. And if I give you a synopsis of like every single one of these books, then that's just kind of crazy. That's a lot. And some of them that I got, like, I don't even know the synopsis for. Like I said, some were gifts and some I picked up myself on a whim. So we're gonna roll with it and try to make it quick. But you know my quick videos are not always quick. So let's get into it. The first book that I picked up for myself is Hunger of the Gods. I love this book. Absolutely love it. I've already read it and I love it. I loved the first book. This is the second book in the Bloodsworn Saga by John Gwynne. The first book is Shadow of the Gods. One of my favorite books of last year, and this is probably my favorite sequel that I've read this year. It's so good. That's all I can say about it. There's guides, there's a badass mom, there's like found family and magic, and I love it. Then we have one of my book box books, and that is the Stardust Thief. I think this came from Fairy Loot. Maybe. Could be wrong. Could have been a Lumicrate. I get both of them. And I forget which one is which. But I have not read this yet, and I'm very excited to. I believe it is like kind of a 1001 Nights inspired like thief story. And I can't wait. I also got from another book box, I think this was Fairy Loot Adult maybe, Her Majesty's Royal Coven. It is so pretty. Like, you just have to see how pretty this is. I know nothing about this book. I knew nothing before it came in my book box, but look at that. The pink and black, and then the like super bright yellow. Like, it's pretty, right? It's so pretty. I really don't know anything about this book, but I usually like my Fairy Loot books, so. Continuing on with the book box trend, all the books I got in book boxes recently, I got 2 copies of Book of Night. So I hope I like Book of Night. I've seen so many mixed reviews on it, but like even the negative reviews kind of make me think that I personally might like it. So we'll see. I did not like Holly Black's Cruel Prince series. Like, I read the first book and hated it so much. So most of the like negative reviews I've seen of this have been people that really liked the Cruel Prince series. So I'm kind of like, maybe I'll like this because it's so different from the Cruel Prince series. So we'll see. And I know there's like shadow magic and I love that. So it's pretty short too. So I'm excited. Hopefully I like it because I got it in 2 boxes. Then we've got this Vicious Grace, which again is really pretty, but I got a messed up edition. Apparently these edges are supposed to be stenciled, and if you look like really, really close, you can see where they were supposed to be stenciled. I just got smudges. But I'm still excited. I don't know what this one's about either. Like, I usually am not aware of most of the like book box books. Like, I haven't heard of them before I get them, so I'm excited. Then I also got this one in a Fairy Loot box, and that is Twin Crowns, and it is a stunning paperback. I love when Fairy Loot does 2 boxes, you know, when they do 2 books per box. Again, this is not another one that I like knew a whole lot about, but it sounds really good. Like, a Stolen from Birth. Rin is a secret sister no one knows about. Plots to usurp the princess and protect the witches who raised her. Like, I love that. It just sounds so cool. So I'm here. And then the final book that I got in a box that I'm probably actually gonna unhaul because at the time of opening the box, I hadn't heard anything about this book. Like, I'd never heard of it. And then after the fact, I ended up hearing some things that made me think this book is just, not good, not for me, not for people. Like, I've just heard so many things recently about this book that I'm like, I lost any interest I had because like the synopsis sounded kind of cool, but like, it also sounds kind of ick when I like hear other people talk about it. And that is We All Fall Down. And it's kind of sad because like they made this edition really pretty, didn't they? Like, but I've heard some real bad things about this book. Reads with Rachel does a really good in-depth review on this, and I recommend going and watching that because that is kind of what made up my mind. Now we're getting to the books that like either I bought or I was sent, and we're gonna go through those. Of course, Hunger of the Gods just happened to be like top of my pile, so that is one I bought. I ended up getting a gift card from work, and of course, I spent that on books. And two of the ones that I bought were volumes 3 and 4 of Demon Slayer because I am obsessed. Like, I am trying to now grow my manga collection because my husband and I have been watching a lot of anime lately because it's the only thing that we can agree on that we can watch together. And we have finished Demon Slayer and I am now reading the manga. I also finished My Hero Academia and Black Clover, and we are now watching Hunter x Hunter, which I'm not so sure how I feel about yet, but it's cute, but it might not be my jam yet. But we're still really early in. But I picked up volumes 3 and 4 because I already had 1 and 2, and I am excited to add these to the collection. I just hate how expensive manga is. Like, for how quick I read it, I hate how expensive it is, but like, I feel like I need a whole shelf. Like, I need to buy a new shelf just for manga, but I have no shelf space and no room to put new shelves. It's a problem. Next, we have The Coward by Stephen Arion. I am so excited to get to this. I've heard so many of my friends rave about this book. Leslie at The Nerdy Narrative really liked it. And it just sounds really cool. Like, this guy was in this battle and he was the only survivor, and people think that he's just this like super warrior hero, but really he was like off hiding and like cowering, and that's the reason that he survived, was because he's a coward. And I think in the synopsis, like, now he's like being called back to like protect the kingdom again, and he's like, oh crap, because like his reputation has gotten away from him. So it sounds like it's gonna be really good and like a good twist on the hero trope. Then I had a pre-order come in, and that was The Shelterlings by Sarah Beth Durst. This is her newest middle grade novel that just came out, and I'm so excited. Y'all know I will pick up anything that this woman writes. Middle grade, adult, YA, you name it, I'm gonna buy it if Sarah Beth Durst wrote it. This is, again, like one of her middle grades, and I believe it's a standalone. Most of her middle grades are. Most of her books are standalones, except for like a couple that I can think of off the top of my head, like the Queens of Renthia. Pretty much she writes standalones in the fantasy genre across all ages, and I'm like, yes. And we have a squirrel and an owl, like it's a squirrel riding an owl. How more adorable can you get? Her middle grade books are so cute. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, the squirrel is our main character. And it's Holly the Gray Squirrel dreams of being a wizard's familiar and performing mighty magic. But squirrels aren't known for being noble companions. And Holly's only magic trick is conjuring pastries. A tasty talent, but useless. Which is why she lives at the shelter for rejected familiars with other oddball magical animals, including Gus, a barn owl who can turn into stone, Zephyr, a super fast turtle with super slow reactions, and Clover, a cow who predicts the future but is always wrong. When an old friend presents a plan for curing the Shelterlings' so-called defective magic, it seems like a dream come true. But first, they must find rare ingredients for a powerful spell. How can a group of misfits complete an impossible task? And more important, should they? Maybe being different isn't a mistake. Maybe it's exactly what's needed to save the day. Like, please tell me that doesn't sound adorable. We're following reject, oddball, magical character creatures, and I'm here for it. Then I had another pre-order that had come in, and that is Seasonal Fears by Ashani McGuire. This is the second book in the, I forget what it's called, the Alchemical something series, but it's Middle Game. It's a sequel to Middle Game, but it's not like a true sequel. It is a companion sequel following different characters, and I am stoked to get to this. I loved Middle Game. It might be one of my top favorite books of this year because I just read it this year. And I'm so excited to get to this. Then I got a birthday gift from my friend Sophia at Sophia's Thoughts, and it is this adorable Alcatraz versus the Evil Librarians by Brandon Sanderson. This is one of the few Sandersons I have not read. This is one of his middle grade series. And honestly, as soon as I opened it, my daughter hijacked it and was like, ooh, I can read this one. So like, it's like Sophia sent us both a gift. And I'm excited because I love reading with my kids. So we're gonna probably read this with the daughter. And I'm hyped. I'm gonna introduce her to Sanderson. Yes. Then I was sent a unsolicited ARC, and I have no idea where this came from, but it's called The Kingdoms of Savannah. I think The Kingdoms of Savannah. I don't know where this came from, but it is an ARC. I must have signed up on some website somewhere. But it sounds really cool. Savannah may appear to be some town out of a fable, with its vines, turret mansions, ghost tours that romanticize the city's history, but look deeper and you'll uncover secrets, past and present, that tell a more sinister tale. It's the story at the heart of George Dahlgreen's chilling new novel, The Kingdoms of Savannah. Okay, so is this based in Savannah, Georgia? I think so. I don't think this is fantasy though. I think this is maybe historical fiction. Maybe. It might be historical fiction fantasy. But I've been to Savannah, Georgia, and I think it's a beautiful town, so I'm kind of excited to read this. Then we have a gift from my friend Sharon that I got for my birthday, and that is Engines of Empire. I have heard nothing but good things about this book, and I am so excited to get to it. Like, everyone seems to love it. Everyone that I have similar reading taste to seems to really, really enjoy this, and it's a thick boy. But I'm really excited. I got another book, and this one is from my friend Chelsea at Chelsea's Out, and it is Dead Silence. And from what I've heard, this is like a haunted Titanic, paranormal, horror, something, and I'm here for it. It's like a haunted Titanic story? Like, yes, sign me up. Like, that sounds cool. And I've heard good things, and I really am excited to get to it. All right, the next one is another ARC that I received, and that is Bendel Punk Bruja. I hope I'm saying that right. I had never heard of this book before, but look at the cover. It looks cool. It's apparently like a set in the 1920s, and there's earth magic. And that's all I really know. But it sounds like it's gonna be really cool. It says on the back that it's Boardwalk Empire meets the Vanishing Half with a touch of earth magic in this sexy, action-packed historical fantasy set in the luminous golden 20s from debut author Desidera Mesa, where a part-time reporter and club owner takes on a crooked city councilman, mysterious and deadly mobsters, and society's deeply rooted sexism and racism, all while keeping her true identity and magical abilities hidden, inspired by ancient Mexican folktales. That sounds really good. I'm excited to get to this one. Then we have another gift, and that is The Love Hypothesis, and this was sent to me by my friend Abby at Abby Salter, and I'm actually really excited to get to this, because if y'all have watched some of my other videos recently, one of my biggest surprises was that I really liked Geekerella, and I don't really read romance, like, ever, and I've been, like, wanting to read romance. And look, I know you either love this one or hate this one. It is a Reylo fanfic, is how it started. I'm well aware. I love Kylo Ren. Maybe I love Adam Driver more so than like I love Kylo Ren. I love Adam Driver in everything. In everything. I don't care. Bad guy, good guy. I love me some Adam Driver. Like that Burberry commercial. Y'all. When I was working at my old job, my friend brought me in the little like Burberry thing from like her magazine insert and like pinned it to my tack board by my desk. So I just had like pictures of my family and then this like random picture of like shirtless Adam Driver next to a horse. Like, make it make sense. It was great. It was on my desk the entire time I worked there. But I'm excited to read this. It sounds cute. Right? Like, I'm just here for a good time. So thank you, Abby. And then the final book is what I picked up for myself, and it is this gorgeous edition of When Women Were Dragons, and this is the Forbidden Planet signed edition, and it's sprayed and it's signed and it's really pretty. It doesn't have anything underneath it, but we can forgive that because it is so pretty. And I haven't really heard anyone talk about this. So I don't really 100% know what it is, but I'm gonna be real honest, the title is what got me. When Women Were Dragons. Okay. Like, I don't know what it's about, but the title got me. It hooked me, it sucked me in. And this like really pretty signed edition was really inexpensive. Even with shipping to the US, because it's a UK based store, it was like 15 bucks. So I was like, okay. So I'm excited. All right, and that is all of the books that I hauled recently. Not all of them were like July. Some of them were like May and June because like I didn't film for a while. But yeah, that was my birthday slash book box slash got myself some stuff July book haul. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. My name is Jessie and I'll see you next time. Bye.